Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I like to welcome everybody to Real Bread League. Thank you for taking the time out of your night. It's Thursday night. This is 108. And finally I got my guy back in here, Brandon. Brandon, what's going on?
What's happening?
All right.
Good to be back.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you made it. So I'll give people a minute to jump in here. Hold on one second. I got to hit the live on the Instagram. So I give people a few minutes to jump in, get in the room or whatever. And then we'll take a couple of what's going on. Yeah. RBL Bread TV. We are back. We are live. So thanks for joining. Appreciate that. And couple things. You can catch us everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and now on Twitch. Every Thursday we go live. Anything you need as far as bread related business, delivery, small business as it pertains to being a vendor, and just learning anything all the way around as it relates to getting into business. That's what we're here for. We want to share the information. We're not trying to hoard the information. It's for everyone. So that being said, I got my man Brandon here. I want to make sure I use this time with him wisely, ask him a bunch of questions and get some feedback on some things that are going on out there in the world of bread. Before I do that, how you been, Brandon?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Yeah. You look good.
Oh, cut it out. I'm trying to keep up with you. I got to keep up with the young guys.
You got a ways to go, man. You got a little ways to go,
I respect the confidence. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I got to keep up with the youngins.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're funny.
even though we're in the 50 club, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 50 plus club.
You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
You know my motto. It's two choices. You get older, you don't.
That's right. I'd rather get older and not get older.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you either getting older or you're not. So we're gonna take the first part and be happy with it.
That's right.
I one of the things that that is the kind of the talk that's going on, the talk of the town or word on the streets from everywhere, even in the Midwest, down south, us up north, everywhere, is this potential restructure and buyback. And you weren't on last week, but I had the guys that one of the guys, like I said, I had Jay Moore from Colorado, and they're even dealing with that in the flowers as well. I don't know if you heard about that. So
I did. Yeah, it seems to be contagious. It's going around, and when the word on the street is Pepperidge Farm might be doing that next.
Really?
Yeah. There's word. Who knows what's true, what's not true? Just like who knows what's actually true and not true with our company and flowers for that matter. But yeah, word is that they might possibly look to do a combo with the Schneiders and the Cookie Roots. Don't know how true that is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how. Where they're going to start that, when they're going to start that, but that's the going room. Actually, I read an article online about it too, and we were one of the companies that were mentioned about new company ways of doing things in our business, in the vending business. And one of the top lines in that conversation was how Bimbo has been restructuring, not everywhere, but a lot of places, and they went. It was a pretty good article. They went into the pluses and the minuses, and some areas it works really well. Some areas it doesn't work at all, so they don't even bother doing it. Some areas they just haven't done it yet. But it seems like, at least as far as our company goes, that's what they're looking to do. They're restructuring and comboing and getting everything onto one truck and making smaller routes with higher volume. For some people, it all depends where your area is, what exactly is involved. Different stores. Some people are going to make out. Some people aren't. Who knows?
What do with your history as far as Pepperidge Farm goes, right? And I know with
Uh-huh.
us, Entenmann's is our cakes and cookies, so to say. And
Hmm.
now that
Yep.
there's a new thing that they're kind of moving in that direction.
Yep.
Do you think with Pepperidge Farm it would be a wise move, or do you see it as something that's going to be a real moneymaker for them to like combine cookies, or would they ever do that? You know, with your knowledge, is it possible for those cookie route guys to be combined with the bread, or is if they decide to
No,
do they have a say so?
it won't be. If that rumor is even true at all, they won't be combining the cookies and the bread together. They're talking about combining the cookies and the Schneiders together because Pepperidge Farm owns Schneiders now, Snyder's
Okay,
chips and all that kind of stuff.
okay,
So
okay.
they're talking about like Edmonds is going to be taking over Takis over here in the Northeast, right?
Hmm.
On one truck. Well, it's going to be similar
Right.
to what we're doing, but it's the Pepperidge Farm. And who knows, like I said, who knows if that's true. But in that article that I read, they even said that Pepperidge Farm was looking at that business model of doing the combos of basically merging products. So that doesn't necessarily, a lot of people get nervous and scared about this restructuring thing. A lot of people look forward to it. You got a lot of people who don't want to do it at all. It's not a one size fits all situation. Unfortunately, what's up, B? Sorry, my oldest son just walked in. It's not a one size fits all kind of situation, and there's a lot of moving parts involved
Hmm.
because you have a lot of people. It's all about people with different contracts and stuff like that. There's a lot of newer guys. If you have a newer contract, you really don't have much of a say on what the company wants to do because it's already in the contract that they can buy you out anytime, restructure that kind of stuff. All the contracts is definitely worded differently, but overall, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to, I think, enjoy the restructuring. You're going to go from having, if you're a guy that has 10 stores and you're doing, say 9-10 grand a week, and you can go to 3 stores and do, 13 to 15 a week. Well, what's wrong with that? You know,
Right.
Obviously you're spending a lot more time in those 3 stores, but it makes sense. But there's more than a handful of people who are definitely not into what's going on. And I could fully understand why that is. They're happy the way their things are. They like their route, and they might feel like as though they got as many years in the company and they don't really want to go anywhere. They like how things are. They have a good route. They're making good money, and they don't want anything to change. So that's going to be something that the company and them are going to have to work out. But overall, I think no matter how you look at it, this is the way that most companies that are in our business, like our company owns multiple labels, Pepperidge Farm owns multiple labels. I think that's the direction that all these companies are definitely heading towards, you know. But
Okay,
again,
I got thank you. I got somebody on the Instagram. I just sent them a link if they wanted to get on, but they're saying that in in Florida they combine the routes because the Snyders was struggling in certain areas. That's
with
why
with the Pepperidge Farm
yeah,
cookies,
with the
yep,
yes. Yeah, and that's the
yep,
reason
I,
why.
I I knew that, and believe it or not,
Yeah.
that's not the only area. I think there's another area of the country that they did a combo, but it might have been out west, like a little farther west than Florida, like a southwest area. Um, but it seems to be working pretty well, and I think that's the model that they're looking at, um, because the guys are picking up volume. But
Hmm.
again, I know a couple cookie guys down south in Florida in particular. Um, they weren't really into it at first, but now that they've gotten used to it with the less stores, and they like it, you know.
Right.
And there's a couple guys that I know that really don't. They didn't want to be a chip guy; they wanted to be a cookie guy, you know. So, and that's what you find even with our company, though. You have people that say, "Hey, man, I bought a Thomas route. I didn't buy a Sara Lee route." I didn't buy an Arnold, so, and then you have guys that have Sarah Lee and Arnold and say, man, I would love to do Thomas's. That would be great. Let's do a combo, It's not a one size fits all kind of situation, unfortunately, but.
Right. I think that's what's going to be the continuing ongoing conflict. And that's going to continue to be the holdup. And you just said two of the key things. Some people just they're kind of stuck and set in their ways and want to keep it going how it's been going.
Yep.
And they don't see.
And I respect that. I mean, I get it.
Right. Yeah, of course. Of course. I know you respect it. But you got, the way I can say it is like this: things always change. And
that's right.
No matter what, things change, man. So
it is.
Sometimes
and unfortunately,
we don't see. Yeah, we're so used to what it used to be that we can't see what it could be.
That's right, and
that's what happens. That's the best way I could say it.
And I fully understand for the guys who don't want this change.
Right.
I get it. You own your business. You have your opinion. I understand it. But I think for a good majority, especially for the newer guys that came in, it's a good opportunity, and I think it's, if you're a businessman who's thinking towards your future or expanding, this could be a good way of doing that. Because there's going to be some guys that probably might take a buyout just to retire out, right? And then that creates other opportunities for other guys. I hate to say the term younger guys, but at my age, I mean, they're pretty much everybody's younger now, so that are getting into the business, right? So it's a good opportunity for them. We'll see. It's going to take time. It's not going to be done overnight, but it definitely with our company, that seems to be the trend. That this is slowly but surely they're moving territory to territory and trying to work things out. And from what I understand, there's certain areas that they've restructured already, and there's always a couple guys that have those contracts where they don't have to do anything, and they didn't do anything.
They worked around them.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, as best as they could, I guess. I mean, I'm not in those areas, but I know there's definitely a few people that, like in the New York, New Jersey area, that didn't take the deal. They were happy with what they did, and the company just structured around them, kind of thing. Just I don't know if they're waiting out or whatever.
So I got this feeling it's going to happen regardless, right? And what's going to happen is,
think so.
You just said it. They're going to restructure those that are willing, those that they can do it with, that they have control to do it with, and the ones that kind of are still holding out, they're going to just work around them. And
I would think so, or maybe work out a deal with them.
Work with them.
I don't. I think it's gonna. I think once they get through the bulk of the restructuring, maybe they may have to backtrack and go back to the few guys that are holding out, and maybe it might be and this is just my opinion. Maybe they're going to have to work on these guys individually to see if they can somehow, some way make it worth their while to
play ball,
do this, Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I mean,
I don't know. I'm just throwing.
It's a very delicate, I don't want to because I don't want to missay something, and everybody takes it the wrong way.
I get it. But it's all speculation, hypotheticals, and we don't know
until it happens in your area.
Like I said, you haven't been on in a while, but I say that all the time. I don't know, and we don't.
We don't.
And
I mean, the company.
I'm not saying, we're no one's kissing anyone's ass. No one could do anything to me. No one could do anything to you. We don't owe anything to anybody. Bills are paid,
That's
and
right.
The contracts are fulfilled. But for the sake of the any unclear opinion, and me and you say this all the time, I make money, so I'm not disgruntled in any way.
Nope, not at all.
And
the way I look at it,
With
if they
I'm
do
not
the
having a hard
restructuring,
time with delivering bread. I'm gonna say
that's right. That's right. That's exactly right. And the way I
that's it.
look at it is, if they're going to do the restructuring, listen, this isn't my job. This is my career. I'll be fine.
Yeah,
Whatever they do, I'll roll the punches. If you
business.
don't roll
I
the
know how to do
times are going to
business.
roll over you.
I know how to do business. That's what I'm about.
That's it.
So,
That's right.
and at the end of the day, I mind my business, and I'm just
That's
here to
right.
talk about the
That's
business.
right.
And
If
it's a
only a
fine
few more
line.
people would mind their own business, we'd all get along that much better,
Yeah.
man. But
So right,
it's the way
exactly.
it is,
So
man.
we speak in general terms, and I
That's
always
right.
say, like, I'll put the link for the chat if anyone wants to get on. If I know you, don't know you, meet you, get you in the green room, and we could chop it up real quick. I'll put you on, right? That's
Right.
open to anyone. And there's guys in our sales center that know we do this. Know I do it. Not one, yo, I want to come on and talk about, or I would like to say, you know what I mean? Instead, they
I know.
chit chat amongst each other instead of speaking up like a man and having
That's
a
right.
conversation. That's all.
That's right.
Again,
Those are the first ones that watch.
express
Those are the guys
yourself.
that watch you and then talk about the show afterwards about this, that, and the other thing. Well, this is what the show is for. You have an opinion? Come on.
Exactly.
Talk about it.
Yeah, man. Share it.
Open dialogue.
Share it with somebody
Open dialogue.
in Texas,
That's right.
South Carolina, North Carolina,
That's
Florida,
right.
anywhere, Michigan.
I would love to hear somebody else's input from somewhere else in the country. Just because I have my opinions, let's hear somebody else's opinions. It's
Exactly.
open dialogue.
So,
Good thing.
yeah, I don't want it to be misunderstood, man. It's never a company bashing session. And
Absolutely not.
and another note, I don't know if I had told you, that the kid that they moved him right out, man. I seen his truck in the parking lot because I passed through the area where the Flowers Depot is at.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I see the truck over there. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, he sold it. My wife bumped into him the other day. He sold the route. He's actually going to Florida. Him and his wife are moving to Florida. Yep.
Good for him. Somebody bought it, or they bought it back from him?
Actually, somebody, I don't know for sure if the company bought it from him first, but I think he did sell it. He sold it after the company got done sucking his equity out, from everything that happened. He wasn't on the route for a while because that's not just Flowers. It's every company. Somebody loses their route for whatever reason. First thing they do is suck your equity up before you get a chance to sell it. So
to you.
It's just the nature of the beast, man. That's why I say mind your own P's and Q's and do your job every day. You don't have to ever worry about that end of it, But he ended up making a little bit of money. And ironically, I believe he is buying a Schneider's route in Florida. Or he bought it already, right? He said he bought it already. So but I don't think it's a combo route. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I think it's just a Schneider's route, huh? Yeah, I think it's just Schneider's, as far as I know. It's definitely in Florida. Because not all of Florida got restructured where Cookies and Schneider's are on the same truck. But
that's good.
He's got somebody running the route right now while he's tying up all the loose ends up here before him and his wife moved down there. He's a good kid. I don't want to say his name publicly, but he's a great kid, and I wish him the best of luck. He's young, he's ambitious. He'll be just fine.
All right. I had my time. I had my time with him. We had our thing when he first got out there years ago, and it took years for us to get to where we are now, but that's okay.
But he didn't know Jerome. You know what I mean? He was young.
No,
he didn't know.
We had that talk. Yeah, we had that talk.
You got to learn. You got to learn who and what to do.
Yeah, space. It's the space and the bread etiquette is what I call it. It's the bread etiquette.
That's exactly. What I mean? That's a great term. The bread etiquette. You got to learn.
Bread etiquette, man.
Don't think you're taking. You don't take space from me. I take space from you, son. You know what I mean? Or just stay in your own line. However way you want it to go.
Yeah.
So, but
dame espacio. That means give me space.
That's right. But he learned. He turned into a pretty good vendor. You know, he
Yeah,
really
nah,
did.
we
So
worked it out.
he'll be
Like I
just
said,
fine.
we ended up being okay, man, and it's all good. It's all good. I'm glad he's gonna be all right. I always want everybody to
Yep.
win. I say the same thing all the time, man. I got no hate in my blood. And
Me neither.
even though it's people I don't like, I don't hate them. I just don't like them,
Nope.
you know.
Nope.
So
I don't
I
have
don't
time to
want
hate
I
anybody,
don't
man.
ever want that to be the case because what you put out is what you get back. And all I want is for people to win so I could win, you know. What's
That's
up,
right.
Carolina? I have seen those Snyder Lance Pepperidge Farm combo routes for sale before, but it seems like they usually are in Texas or somewhere in the Midwest. Yes, that's crazy you say that, Carolina, because I got my guy over here on the Instagram live, and he just said that it's in Texas. That's so crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's the same thing, and that's probably where it's more prevalent. And we were talking about that, whereas a lot of combos and different restructures are happening in different places all over the country. I would love to get people's opinion from different companies in different parts of the country so we could talk about it. That's what Jay Moore was talking about. I know, Carolina, you were on last week and the week before when he was talking about it, some of the things that they're going through with the flowers. So
As far as like, touch base on the Texas thing. In a lot of different areas of the country, it makes sense to combo these routes because it's not like the Northeast, right? In the Northeast, there's a huge amount of population in a small state, right? So there's stores a mile away from each other, half a mile away from each other. You go out to Texas, man, where it's land and windshield time, it takes a long time to go from one store to another. It makes
right.
sense to combo multiple labels, so it makes it worth everyone's while. You get better service for your customer. You know what I mean? It's a whole different world out there, and it makes sense out there. But in the Northeast, sometimes it gets a little tight. You know.
Yeah, that goes with the thing we were talking about as well over the last couple of weeks when, again, Jay Moore was on. We were talking about how I had a extremely large amount of roles in the BJ's, and they had this big push, as you know, for the Super Bowl, and we're not one of those states. Texas, yes. Florida, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
anywhere in the South, anywhere in the West, beautiful weather.
Midwest.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not us.
Even Midwest,
So,
the Iowas of the world, I mean, where they live, breathe, eat football every day,
right.
Then, yeah, that's when you get a couple 4x4s in your local BJ's or whatever. Northeast for Super Bowl, especially when we had multiple snowstorms going on, Hots and Hams probably weren't the biggest hit up here, But you did all right though with it in the end, right? I mean, you did.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? I brought some back. I brought some back, but I did sell some. If it was up to me, which it will be, and it could have been, I just had to, I let it play out like it did, and I think
it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, right. I wanted to show what it was going to be, so that way these next holidays coming up, they kind of will leave me and take the handcuffs off and kind of let me do what I know how to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we're both still going to make money, meaning the company and me. What you got? I know all about the windshield time. This is Carolina talking to you. He said, I know all about the windshield time. His Utz route has around 60 accounts. Oh, yeah. He's in parts of 3 different counties. Oh, yeah. He's out there grinding.
Where is he? Carolina? South Carolina, North Carolina?
Carolina jackpot.
North Carolina or South Carolina?
He's in South Carolina, I'm pretty sure, right?
Nice.
He but he also does food reviews too. I don't know if I had told you that before.
No. What do you mean? Yeah, goes to different restaurants kind of thing, or just food in general?
Tries the food, posts it. Oh yeah, he's got a big following. He's got a lot of big following. I'll send you his page.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tell him, hey, Carolina, I'll be down there in a couple of years myself, man. My goal is to be there, But I'm looking, I want to get a little bit kind of close to the shoreline, though. I want to go somewhere between North and North Myrtle and South Myrtle, that area, or right
Yeah,
around there.
yeah, I was right. Yeah, I know he's in South Carolina.
Nice.
But yeah,
Love that area.
so yeah, he's got 60
That's a
accounts,
lot.
3 counties.
But a lot of chip
Yeah,
guys, I
man.
mean, that's not, there's chip guys up here that have 60, 70 accounts, you know? It's, chips are a whole different, chips is a great, you say does Snyder's? Is that what you said he
Utz,
does? Carolina?
Utz.
Oh, Utz, okay. Oh, he does the
Yeah.
Utz, nice. I love Utz. Nice Pennsylvania product. Yeah, they got a good product, man. They got a really good product. But most chip guys, they do multiple stores because, you know, if you're not Frito-Lay, you want to go after your delis, your bodegas, all your small accounts. You know, that's where these guys make their money, man. But you have a lot of them. You know, chips are lighter than bread, but you do more stops than we do. You know. Yeah, right, kitty.
Hold on a second. What do you say?
Sorry.
Utz account 13 accounts just sold after 3 years. I flipped it. 25
Perfect.
of those were Dollar Generals. Oh, so you got massive amount of Dollar Generals.
$25 generals. Imagine that, man. Holy moly. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
wild.
lot.
Yeah, man. I was funny. I was in the Dollar General. I just told you how I saw this dude's truck at the depot. It's parked in a plaza. I went to the Dollar General. That's how I saw the truck. You know, when I'm in there, I'm looking at the snacks, the bread, and all that, and I'm like, yeah, because
Plus,
I
I
don't
go
have
to any
one.
grocery store. I go into any
Yeah,
grocery store, no
yeah.
matter where I am. I
I'm
drives
breaking
my
the aisle
family
down.
nuts.
I'm critiquing
Oh, I
everything
walk
in the
right to the
store.
bread aisle. I go to the bread aisle. I go to the chip aisle. I go to the snacks. I want to look at everything. You know, I'm a grocery geek, dude. That's all there is to it. This is what I do. I love to travel around. Everywhere I'm on vacation, I always look around different stores. Just love to see vendors in there. Love to pick their brain. Love to hear what they do. You know, get the story. You know,
Yeah,
we're all
oh yeah.
connected
When
in
I was
one way
just
or
on the
another.
West Coast, I got some content from the West Coast. I'm so bad with the content. I got content from when I was on the West Coast last year. I still haven't put
That's
up.
great. That's all
Yeah,
right. At
yeah,
least you
I'm
got it.
terrible. Yeah, I got it though. I
Still have
got
it.
it.
You'll get to it.
I'm yeah, yeah. I'm that person. I do it all the time. I got it. But I got it. Yeah. So what I need to do, which I haven't done in a while, is like how I will come out and just record, the other vendors. I think I need more real one-on-one interaction with those that are out there
Yep.
in the field that are in the game. You know what I mean?
And that's a good
That's
thing for you
better.
to do, Jerome, because a lot of people that are really interested in doing the business, that's a great way for people who don't know anything about the business. If you're out there
To
doing a
see.
live feed with
Yeah.
somebody actually doing their route, what better way to
Right.
learn it than by watching it, you know?
Yeah. So that's this year is going to be more live for me with as I'm out there. So that's in the works as well. So I'm gonna have, because I used to have the guy with me, you know what I mean? But now he's off and on to bigger and better things.
It's a good thing. Good for
Yeah,
him.
it's a great thing. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
when I find somebody that can do it, I'll get back onto it. So I'm working on it. So it was what the one thing I wanted to talk to you actually about was the restructure and all of those things. And so now with that being done, moving into along with it goes with the restructuring, but like as far as like management and support, and I know as they're trying to get these things done, I wanted to ask you, and if anybody else is listening that is in this as well, do we see, and I don't like to always sound like the back in the day and it used to be guy, but
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, as far as a hands-on, do you think it's more hands-on or less as far as interaction between the support and the
So
vendor? Or it shouldn't be that much support. We should be able to not need them or they shouldn't have to be out there? What do we, what's your take on that right now?
So, like you, I hate to say back in the day we used to do this, back in the day we used to do that. But there's a reason why we say that, right?
Mhm.
The business as a whole has definitely changed throughout the years, and not necessarily in a negative way. I think it definitely, again, depends on your area and where you're at. Um, I think that if you needed help and you approach a situation appropriately, you should be able to get it. And I'm just saying that in a general way. I think it really depends on, not everybody is good. Like everybody's got their couple sales rep that there's their go-to. They're just ace sales reps, right? They'll do anything for you. They live by the old "get more bees with honey" motto, and they'll help out as many vendors as they can. And then you might have some members of management that feel like, all right, well, you're independent, so this is kind of like not my job, and this is what you're supposed to do. So it's not a one size fits all answer to this question, but I always say this, and there's probably a lot of people that would definitely disagree with me, and there's a lot of people who will agree with me. I don't have any problems. If I do have any issues, I try to touch out to my sales rep and hope that they can fix it. But I've always had the mindset since day one in this business. I own this business. I am the sales rep, right? I own it. I'm the one that deals with my managers. I'm the one that deals with receivers. I'm the one that deals with the store managers. I try to do everything on my own. It's nice. It's always nice to have help from a sales rep when you're trying to accomplish something that you can't on your own, and maybe they can step in and help you. But I know I'm kind of dancing around your question, but I think it's not an answer I can like just say, yeah, there's no problems. Things are great right now. There's no, that would be a lie. There's every company, every depot, they all have their issues. I don't care what company it is. I don't care what depot it is. I don't care what section of the country you're in. There's always going to be areas where you have issues. Some areas are better than others. Some sales reps are better than others. Some higher up managers are better than others. I would say my best word of advice to anybody is work with them. Try to.
Right.
Do your best. You know what I mean? And then go from there. But you if you own this business or you think about going to this business, always think to yourself in the back of your mind, you are your sales rep. Represent yourself and your company as well as you can. And if it doesn't go in your favor, that's when you try to get a sales rep in there. And you're always going to have the new guys that come in that want to reinvent how bread is baked, delivered, eaten. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about change. You got to roll with it, but keep you cool and just, do your thing. I mean, it's not.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I understand. I think it was more like I notice it so much with I think they're being tasked with so many different other things, and they thinned it out. I think what it is, as far as our company goes, they thinned out
Sure.
that MSL,
You have
core.
far
You know
less.
what I mean?
You have far less. You have less sales reps than we did before. And I don't care what
Right.
company you're with. You have far less sales rep than you used to have. So, and these sales rep, in their defense, and even the middle management guys, these guys got more on their plates than the old school guys did. And I don't care what anybody says, but that's the truth.
I think that's what I was getting at. They're being tasked with so many other things.
Sure.
That they got to do.
Every big business, their motto is more for less. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. So they're trimming the fat, but yet expecting the guys that are here, that are around still, or the new hirees, they got more on their plate than they used to have. So I think that probably plays a huge factor in what's going on. But that's why I say you got to put your big boy pants on or big girl pants on and get out there and make things happen for yourself, you know?
So that, thank you, because everything you're saying I definitely agree with, but I also think that with the automation of everything and the time we're in, everything is kind of it's analytics, it's numbers. So I think, and I could be wrong, let me know if anybody thinks I'm wrong. It's kind of like they're saying, okay, it says this to do this, this is that, and that's it. You know what I mean? They spit out a projected analytic, and that's what they go by.
Yep.
And I say that
I think
because
with
maybe
AI,
it goes with this. You know how they come through and everything's automated and everything is digital. So they have the digital tags, they're scanning, they're doing the picking of the orders. And off of those picking of the orders, they're knowing how much bread I should bring in, how much is selling, how much was requested, what wasn't there when they went to the spot, when they went to pick the bread. And all of these things are generated and they're getting a printout and they're looking at it. And because I'm getting the call saying, hey, you're not ordering enough. They scanned X amount here and you didn't have, you know what I mean? So
right.
it's like but they don't realize that another part of that sucks. The tag gets popped off or it's a glitch in it. And like, for instance, I'm just going to use Walmart because I have private label bread. Barring the snowstorm, there's never not bread in the store, right?
That's right.
So then I get a thing where they're saying, and on my Ion, it says, you're out of bread.
Yeah. And what's really funny about that, Jerome, is, man, if you were in business like you and I for so many years, well before AI came into effect, well before all these new Walmart rules,
automations,
new management and all that. And when it comes to a nor'easter snowstorm, what happened 20 years ago in the bread business is still happening today, and it's going to happen 20 years from now when you and I are either dead and gone or retired. Hopefully, we'll still be around, but retired. You know what I mean? You're going to run out of bread because it's a snowstorm. It's just that's the nature of the beast. Now, us being bread people, and we know we have enough product. You're probably leading into that week, man. I'm going to be really heavy. And then you got lucky because a nor'easter came in, cleared out all your codes, cleared out everything out. And now you're going to have another good week of business because you got to replenish everything. And for us, it's a great thing, And like I said, it happened 20 years ago, and it's going to happen 20 years from now.
It's happen 20 years from now.
That's right. It's the weather. It's the way it is, I mean, I get it. Stores don't ever want to be out of something.
Yeah, we were talking about this was like a couple weeks ago, like about a month ago, and then it happened again like a week or two ago. They had that thing where they were like, no backstock, too much backstock, cut it down. The day before it's snowing. Now, if you're the store manager, wouldn't you go see your receiver and say, hey, remember what I said to you this morning or yesterday? Don't say it to them today.
That's right.
Right?
Or
we're bringing the bread in, and I'm saying, you do know it's going to snow tomorrow, right? Yeah, I know, but they said they don't want it in here. I almost said, all right, you know what? I'm going to put it back on the truck. But I know it was
right. You don't want it,
My point is that's poor management. You're not managing properly if you don't know that. So just if you would have waited 3 days and then said, hey, we got to cut down on the back stock.
Right.
I would have said, what back stock?
Or you can even take it one step further. Hey, listen, one stack of back stock, that's that, right? And then this is my favorite one. The same people who insist on you not having more than one stack of back stock, the day before the snow is going to fall, they are the first ones to say, hey, if you want to bring in some extra bread, You know what I mean? Like you
Get extra
can
product.
order and like you're baking this bread in your oven in the back of the truck or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
let me
Like, you know,
go
if you
to
want to
the
bring in like
truck
3-4
and see if
stacks, it's
it's done
okay, you know?
baking. Let me go to the
Yeah.
truck and
But
see if it's done baking.
yeah, right. But I mean that's the business, man. That's part of it, you know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
There's nothing,
no clue. They
can't
have
change
no
that, man.
clue.
Nope.
The
So
problem is that they have the tags on one side and nobody looks for it.
That's
It's
true
not
too.
underneath the tag.
Yep.
yeah, hold on, Carolina. He typed a few things here. I've been missing them all.
Carolina, you don't know nothing about snow.
Oh,
Good for you.
oh yeah. He was talking. He said he hated the Winn-Dixie when he was in Florida.
Are
Yeah,
those still
there
around?
used to be a lot more. Oh yeah, definitely used to be a lot more bread companies. Sara Lee, Sunbeam, Arnold, Flowers, Merita, all used to have separate vendor. Oh, he was a grocery manager on third shift. He
Oh
learned
wow.
how to check in the vendors, he said.
Out of Winn Dixie. Are Winn
Notice,
Dixie
yeah,
still around in Florida?
yeah. Winn-Dixie still
Are
on.
they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Those guys all caught wind of it and would be at the store between 3 and 4 a.m. Oh, yeah, because see, you're the kind of you're the receiver we like. If you're the guy that's gonna let us in 3, 4 o'clock, yeah, 3 o'clock would be dope. Yeah, that would be nice.
Speak for yourself. I won't see you at 3. I can't do it.
Yeah. You're getting better.
I am.
You're
I
in the depot now at that time.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. I'm looking at the clock right now, counting how many hours.
Yeah, no,
I
I
call it
got
my
you. I
nighttime nap.
appreciate you. I know. Tomorrow's Friday. I had to do my 4 stops.
Good for you. I gotta buy one, get one free at 3 Stop and Shops on bagels and swirl breads. I gotta
Sounds
buy
like
one, get
money.
one free at 2 Big Y's. One of
Sounds
which
like
sucks,
money
the
to
other one's
me.
good.
All
Oh
I
no, I'm
hear
not
is
complaining, man. I'll be fine. I'll
cha-ching.
pay the mortgage this month. I'll be all right. You know, I might even
the,
I might be able
the
to get
lights will
myself a
still
new
be on
razor
when
if
you
I can
get
shave my
home. The
face.
lights will be on when you get home, right?
No, it'll still be daylight when I go home. Don't worry about that. That's for sure. I take a nighttime nap and then I take a daytime nap. That's how I get my 8 hours in. You know.
All right. Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna let you get to it, man. I'm gonna do my things real quick. I appreciate you taking the time out, man, and coming on. Carolina, thank you so
Yeah,
much. Hold on a second. He
Carolina.
said
Thank you,
something. What did
man.
he say? I was a store manager with Winn-Dixie when they closed all the stores in North and South Carolina in '05. Yeah, that's where I see him at in Florida. Yeah. Yeah.
So is that the only place that Winn Dixie's around still? Is in Florida?
I don't know, man. I'll have to check. You know what? No, I'm lying. On the way down to Virginia, when I take 13, I think I see some here and there scattered out, you know,
How about
through
Piggly Wiggly's?
Delaware
They
and
still
Maryland.
around?
I'm gonna check. What's that? It has been dying an extremely slow death for the past 25 years. I'm surprised nobody bought them up.
Nah, I'm hearing that a lot of Winn Dixie stores are the locations are going like Aldi's and stuff like that. At least in Florida,
Mm.
like if a
Was
Winn
that the
Dixie
one we
store
were
closes
talking
up.
about a little while ago? Was that who we were talking
Actually, yeah,
about?
we did touch base on that. Yeah.
I think that
Not
was
all of them,
Aldi.
but
That Aldi had
yeah,
bought a few of the spaces.
or yeah, at least took over their spots that the stores closed up at. Which
Mm.
sucks if you're a vendor that had that because Aldi's is basically direct ship, so you don't really
Yeah, they're
you don't get,
self-contained. They're
yeah,
self-contained thing right there.
you don't get a piece of their pie. That's for sure.
Buddy, they don't care about nothing. They just crack a box open and just pick it.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
notice that's what a lot of the stores are doing as well now. Like even the bigger
Oh yeah.
stores, they're
Listen, they
going with
got it
that
going on.
Aldi's model.
They got a
That
great
Aldi's model.
they got a great business model, man. They hire very few people. You got to pay to get your cart, so you have to pay a cart guy. You know, I would hate to be a store manager at Aldi's because those store managers are also that same store manager is a stocker,
The
orderer,
cashier.
cashier, You know what I mean?
Unload the truck.
Everything but a bagger. 'Cause They
everything.
don't bag your, so it's, but they are expanding. They're one of the fastest growing chains in the country, so
Price wise,
they're here to
you
stay.
can't beat it.
No, I'm a family of
But
five, man. We hit up all this.
You know what? Yeah, of course. We all do. Listen, the thing that's crazy about that, and a lot of people don't understand, even with your Dollar General, Dollar Tree, all these things are made in the same place. Most of them.
Yeah. 100%.
Food wise
100%.
and even like the products. You know what I mean? Yep. And unless it's some top tier cutlery or glassware or something like that, all this stuff is just being pumped out of some store in a foreign country. You know what I mean?
Yep. Or even like a lot of the pork
smart, even if it's a US country, it's just a smart businessman that's making a bunch of cheap bowls, or what I mean? Right. And what I found is, go ahead.
Well, I was going to touch on all these food, like their pork products. That's Tyson Foods,
Right.
Is it with Tyson, honey? Yeah, it was Tyson, right? Yeah, Tyson Foods does a lot of their pork products.
They're all the major ones.
Yeah, all like their chickens, and it's all made. They're all major brands, just different label. That's all.
It's the smaller chicken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it may not be like the prime cuts that they might put their own label on.
Absolutely. Of course, we know. That's what I'm saying. It's they got a whole litter, a herd, a bunch of chickens. You got the big ones, you got the mediums, you got the small ones,
And you got the ones that kind of walk funny. Those go to Aldi's,
but they came with the limb. You know what I mean? Where do you think those little chicken legs come from? Listen, people eat wings. They got wings this big. And then all of a sudden, I go to a restaurant in New York. The wing's this big,
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Exactly. So
that's funny.
Yeah, that's what it is. But I'm not opposed to it. I get it. But yeah, man, go ahead. I'll let you get to it, man. It's getting late. Thank you again.
Yeah,
I appreciate everybody taking the time out.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Sorry it took me so long to hop on, but I'll be back soon.
Yeah, man. Right? You got busy being the coach of the year, man.
I don't know about that, but maybe someday I'll be as good as you. I'll get there.
Cut it out, man. We got one more this weekend, and then the playoffs next week. But all the state tournaments are this week. All the state tournaments for the high schools jump off this week. So
yeah, we're starting the states this weekend. Saturday, as a matter of fact, we start the states. So we lost in the semifinals. So what are you gonna do? It's not. You can't win when you can't win at 9 o'clock in the morning when your kids are up all night, with their thumbs playing PlayStation and this really weren't into the game, So we got an afternoon game, so I got some good expectations for this upcoming states tournament. So we'll see what happens.
I wish you luck. I'm gonna see you in the morning, man.
All right, peace.
I appreciate you. Be easy. With that being said, I like to thank everybody for taking the time out. Carolina, thank you so much. Navi, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Everybody that was on the gram, thank you for joining in. This is Real Bread Life, Real Bread League. Everywhere is the Real Bread League. Please look us up and like, subscribe, share. If you got any questions, you can email me right here at jugg@realbreadlife.com. If you want to join the group, this is the Facebook group right here. Ask any questions, post any pics, interact, share anything. That's what it's for. And hopefully we can help you if you need help. If you want to interact with us, you can also do that here at realbreadleague.com. That's www.realbreadleague.com. I am Jay Rome. This is the Real Bread League. We lead a real bread life. And I'm just using what God gave me. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed. keep stacking.